War came, Warsaw were conquered. Warsaw, a shell of its past, trapped in its own history, built to remember, an imitation relic carved from its diminished whole, a mosaic of stones, reduced from palace walls, picked off and scattered over the decades under the boots of occupying soldiers. Warsaw, a story burning with plot holes and uncovered motives, a story where heroic acts aren't rewarded with happy endings, a story thin with a loss of words, thick with despair and hopeless translation. Warsaw crutches across the medieval boardwalks of Europe with heavy ghosts of war draped across its shoulders, swaying in the winds of modernity. It has the sunken eyes of a hollowed man, the distant stare of a woman who does not speak of her past, but exudes it in each sigh, scar, and startled step. People come here to remember. They feed the cytoplastic emptiness with each step that sounds off across the vast paved city center that has no walls to echo back the sounds. It's as if each step is a cry that goes unheard. Like Warsaw before they were bombed, like Warsaw after they were bombed. This city is quiet. This city was rebuilt over its own bone and rubble too many times, built over an uprising that stood too tall against the Nazi regime and was knocked down for it. Now nothing stands tall but for one oversized cross towering over the cemented flattened graveyard of the city's former self, a tombstone representative of the whole, a tomb that stands like a salty backbone for divine intervention. Battles aren't won by weapons of bravery and good intentions, even when heavily armed with the united strength of an entire nation of Polish people who only 2 decades earlier were freed from the century of Soviet occupation, even by they who built their own guns and grenades from salvaged German weapons, who faced off against tanks on horseback, who wanted nothing more than to continue savoring their unfamiliar taste of freedom, of independence. Even they, with every right, with every ounce of drive, fighting against a world that for too long had turned their neck against them, desperately owed them a break. Even with all this, they didn't win. They needed help. Warnings of inevitable defeat flashed like a yellow traffic light in the dead of night as the vehicle of war blazed down cracked cobblestone streets at 100 meters per second, 1,000 volunteers per hour. They were no blitzkrieg. They were no match of the weaponry, the unapologetic forces that would storm through their country, leaving behind a tsunami of unforeseen damage, unprecedented terror. And never before, the defeat of the Polish was a tick mark for the victors, a pride-open gateway of terror into the homes and neighborhoods of the losers, a growing rush of neglect to be worn by the world, the superpowers that just stood by. Yes, Britain, France, and India, you declared war on Germany after the occupation, but signatures on paper and intimidation games do not win wars. Paper burns into ashes, threatening words cannot be heard over gunfire, over gunfire. Empty promises of arms do not aid perishing boots on the ground. Sprinklers do not put out fires of that size. Apologies after the fact do not alleviate the facts of the matter. How does a Nazi translate the inaction of supposed world powers just as ordinary passerbys of the world? As fear of the growing power, as submission, as complacency, silent support. Forces strong as they were didn't need outspoken support to grow strong. No, they were strong enough. Inaction was just the support they needed, the lubrication for those, the lubrication towards a psychopathic final solution. When you're in conflict, when someone has the ability to smother the enemy, that is a weapon. Their inaction is a weapon against those they're supposedly trying to protect. They could have slowed the wheels of war. They could have resisted, saving countless lives. Instead, time was a weapon luxuriously carried by each Nazi soldier as their sphere of influence grew and grew. We helped the good guys win and rebuild, didn't we? We us as new builders were funded by reluctant reparations and guilt. This city was built on guilt. If only the powers to move one to act out of guilt were as strong as the powers to move one before the incident occurs. We could rebuild cities before they're destroyed. a diffusal of bombs. Instead, Warsaw is a museum, a monument, a memory, a symbol of war-torn Europe, a plaque that can't fit enough names, replanted, modernized, lived on, and recollected by a people humbled in its histories and escape a glee dark shadow. Now in Krakow, a city creaking at the hinges of where the shadow starts and from what dark figure it was cast, a city with too many gravestones, a city with not nearly enough gravestones, a city not destroyed by outside bombs, but for something much worse on the inside. When enforced into work camps, was not fit for work, sent to concentration camps, millions of lives suddenly interrupted, stolen from the world, worked to death, mining for minerals to make weapons that would strengthen the captors, weapons that put their own people to rest and let the survivors restless, minds that cut deep gashes into the earth. It will take centuries for the air to not taste stale, for the worms to create enough soil to bury the heartbreak beneath, for plants to create new air to cleanse those sites, those abandoned mines, those compounded, overlapping grave sites. Concentration work camps existed. Ornamental trees desperately try to distract, to beautify, but each step through those sites seems to disturb, to awaken, reverberate ugly tremors from beneath the soil. People leave shells to adorn the sights, the eyes of the ocean, offering its tears, fossils of hope, something put here for the soil to swallow, help digest this landfill of war. In Poland, 3 million were lost to this political pain. Another 3 million died to try to defend those who targeted. The surface appeared to be for an identity, a belief, but it was more. When the Nazis first arrived, they were killing Catholic priests, beheading statues of Mary, turning crucifixes into toothpicks. They killed teachers, they killed leaders, they killed anyone with power or influence, anyone who spoke against them. They were shooting dogs. It does not appear that they think Jews were target. This was premeditated, even. We can't know. They wanted a nation of submission people to serve beneath them, uneducated, loyal, working bodies. People. Some say they were the root of all evil, but even the root of all evil came from some other seed, with stems that claw towards the sunlight and sick soil's too weak to keep them down. Hate is the flower, not the root. Hate is the fruiting body of a mushroom that requires miles and miles of healing to precede it, needs to invade and rot a woody surface before it can flourish from it. Hate is not a virus that easily spreads from host to host. It is a bacteria that needs to be cultured and heated before it can tackle an already weak host. When the world saw what the Nazis were doing, they saw blatant anti-Semitism shooting from the surface, spreading and invading rapidly, but there was more beneath it. But we remember plants are the flowers, not their roots, not for their parents' seeds, not for their grandparents' seeds, not for the soils on which they grew. Krakow is not a rock, tormented age, but still there, perseverant and strong. The fortress around its castle, it's still there. Warsaw's not there. Warsaw is gone. Warsaw, Warsaw, but it's people who conquered and were conquered. Walls fell, but were rebuilt. People cannot be rebuilt. Poland wears its ugly wars that never asked for in every scuffed old building, every cracked wall, everything that is new, everything that is no more and can never be. It exists to remember and be remembered, to provoke feeling, to clash a dark history with a world desperately trying to move forward. It exists as a museum, a monument, a memory. It exists humbled, to bear an unfathomable emptiness they have to walk through its flat paved city.